like maybe less than 10 minutes because I don't even know if it can last 10 minutes because of my stupid storage. Thoughts on Full Metal Alchemist?
Oh, the movie?
Yeah.
Well, I fell asleep during the ending.
But you know the ending, right?
Huh? No, not really. But okay, I will say the parts that I did like of it. Pretty much the accuracy far from other things. But apparently, it was aired in Japan in theaters.
I'm not surprised.
Not on Netflix. So that's actually really cool to know.
I'm not surprised. Here's one thing I will certainly say.
What?
I tried viewing it, not while we were watching it, but like when after we watched it, like a while, like I was thinking of it. Like I was thinking of it while I was at mom's a lot. For us, like, because we're still awake, I would say earlier today.
What are you eating?
Oh, is it stupid popcorn things? The kernels? Or is she just attacking her toy? Here.
Something fell from her toy. But anyways.
Use midnight.
The one
midnight
part that I don't like was that they showed the... Fuck. Sarah said it today.
Because you're trying to say the name of it, right?
Yes.
Okay, the thing is, he was like the main villain at the end, so they had to have him set up. True. That was why.
Wait, I have a question. Did they show the dad?
The dad?
Yeah, their dad. Ed and Elle's dad.
No. No.
Well, that's the main...
That is the main... He is the main guy. Like, he is the main villain.
Well, in the anime, he's an actual Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah, because he was at the center.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So they didn't show the dad at all?
No, they didn't.
Well, that's lame.
Okay. As... taking it, like, viewing back at it and looking back at it in my head with the mindset of, like, oh, if I never knew what Full Metal Alchemist was, could I follow what was going on? And I would say almost no.
How so?
Well, for me, almost no, because my flaw in when I was watching the movie is we were making, like, food at the time. Like, we were making food at the same time. Literally sitting here, watching it up on the TV. I was sitting where he was. And I had, like, all this shit on me to make food. To make sandwiches. So I was, like, my eyes were on the sandwiches a lot. I knew what was going on in the scene, and I know a little bit of... Like, I certainly wouldn't be able to pronounce any of it, because I don't have the dialect all that great in my head, you know? But I knew what they were saying in all the scenes. Like, I'd look up, oh, they're in that scene. I know what they're going to say. I knew what they were saying, because I've watched it before.
Oh, a lot of people are mad because Armstrong?
Oh, he wasn't in it.
Yeah. What?
Stop.
Yeah, it's a popcorn.
God damn it. Midnight's eating these things, and she's like... She's not harming herself too bad on it. It's just like, I didn't know, because we left it there from a previous time. We were watching Mune, another movie, and we ate popcorn with that. But, should I just turn this into a cat video?
Huh? No. It's fine.
And I left it there, and I didn't realize it was there until earlier today. I cleaned up my room, like a whole lot. I would show it, but no one knows who the fuck I am. No one cares.
No one cares about your living space?
Other than the fact that I have to inform, like, there's just going to be popcorn kernels, even in other videos, she's probably going to eat them.
She's playing with the duct tape now. Anyways,
okay, so, yeah, Armstrong wasn't in it, which you know what, to be honest, he was a big, I would say he's a good character where there was, like, filler needed.
What about the Civil War? That it was mentioned, but it wasn't shown.
It was mentioned, it was not shown. None of it was shown. Which to me
That's lame.
takes away a big plot point in the entire show, which was there was a real one with a real guy who was in prison.
Yeah.
And he hid it in his mouth. I don't know how they didn't find it at one point in his mouth.
What?
The Philosopher's Stone. He didn't speak or do anything for 10 fucking years. Or how long was it? It was like 5 or 10 years. And then, like, he escaped. Like,
The Doctor, right?
yeah.
Which also brings up, he had the Philosopher's Stone. He already had one.
Exactly. And
So-
it wasn't one of those, fake ones or whatever. It wasn't.
No.
It was a real Philosopher's Stone. And he was in
And-
prison, and then he...
He kept it until Ed and Al showed up and then took him on this journey where they had to... Well, he didn't die in the anime, obviously.
He didn't, no.
But they had to have a conflict of some sort. I don't know what happened to the homunculi. What happened to them exactly?
Oh. One was burnt... the 2 were burnt to death, as we know of.
Because I think it was in Brotherhood that Mustang burned Pride. There's a lot more than just the ones that they showed.
There are a whole lot more than the ones they
There
showed.
was Pride, Greed, Envy,
Gluttony.
Sloth. Wait. There was Pride, which is the first one I think was made. Then there was Gluttony,
Envy.
Envy. Fucking tired and I'm getting actually hungry.
Pride. I'm just gonna list them.
Alright,
Because there's 7 of them.
yes.
So, Sloth. The one we totally forgot and then remembered at the very end of the movie when we were like, oh wait, no, they made Sloth. And then, because we were like thinking, because because of how long I was away from the anime for that time, I forgot about Sloth completely. But Jacob remembered Sloth, and I was like, oh right, Sloth.
Because Ed and Al made Sloth.
Yeah, Ed and Al made Sloth. I kept thinking because I forgot about Sloth, I thought that they made Lust. For some reason. Like, I don't know where I drew that conclusion now, but like, we both thought that and then you remembered Sloth. Okay, so Sloth, Lust, Gluttony, Envy, Pride. Fuck. Wrath, and fuck. What's the 7th one?
I'm just gonna look them up.
God damn it. Crap, I can't remember. I cannot remember. Greed.
Greed. There we go.
Greed. You know how I remembered that?
How?
SpongeBob. I was like, okay, SpongeBob characters are represented off that. And then I thought of Mr. Krabs. I was like, okay, so Krabs, what would Krabs be? Greed. Greed. He's greedy. So greed. Alright. So...
They didn't show any of the other character, homunculi, which I feel we were robbed of.
Wrath was the one who turned his skin to a hard thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I really wish they did show him because he was a big emotional plot point and character point for Ed, because Ed learned Ed learned how to manipulate his arm in a fashion that he even admitted it can be dangerous because every time he switches a metal there the proportions of the properties it's the same amount of mass, but each time he switches it it's not the same value, meaning he could lose a piece and it could like break.
Yeah.
Like he learned this trick, and it helped him learn to defeat other ones, which was good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They hit all the marks.
Wait, they didn't show their mentor either.
Why are we mentioning everything? For 10 minutes we've mentioned nothing but what they haven't put in.
That's because...
There was a lot that they left out. There was an entire, I don't know, series that they left out.
But I saw some comments on the comparison on this Facebook page, the comic book that I liked. I don't know why, but they're pretty biased, I have to say. But they were showing, not towards anything of Full Metal Alchemist, but I saw in the comments of what the people thought of it. And they said that, one person said it was a very well made, fan-made film. If nobody has watched the anime, then it would be a good movie to see.
It's like the Hunger Games.
But if you haven't read the manga nor seen the anime, it's kind of hard. But if you have seen the anime and read the manga, it's hard to watch the movie because there's a lot that you want to scream at.
Yeah. I'd say it's like Hunger Games. If you watch Hunger Games on its own, without reading the books, I watched the movies first and then read the books, and
which did you like better?
To be honest, the books, because there was a lot more internal dialogue. Also, the reality was grounded a lot better. There was a lot more mystery to what, like, when the creatures appeared and shit. There was a lot of like science explaining certain things in the movies, but nothing was pure like, oh, it's just super science of the future. It's just made. Oh, we can make it.
The one thing that I don't like is that how like big movie productions are trying to make animes into movies, which in reality they should just make live action versions of those.
Yeah, they should just stick to what the anime did, and it's just okay. If you watch Hunger Games on their own, they're fine as movies. You'll think, though, all the characters are bland and not all that developed. Reason why is because, well, Katniss and like many other characters, they keep a lot of things internal. There's a lot of internal conflict, or not even conflict, but like decisions being made in her mind
and
that rush.
And there's no narrative.
Yeah, there is.
Unlike the books, which have a narrative.
Yeah, the movies don't have this internal dialogue that's happening that really guides you to actually understand what emotions she's having and really have you connect with her. Like, you definitely still have a strong leader there, a potential leader, but she couldn't show much because she knew people counted on her. When she showed weakness, she felt weak and stuff. Like, when she let herself fall, it was about, like, it was everything. She was gonna lose everything. And when she did, like, let herself fall, it was because she had a safety net. Like, an emotional safety net. Like the, like, dresser. Remember her dresser? Like, the, like, whatever his name is. He had a bigger...
Senna?
Yes. He had a way bigger emotional role for her in the books. Like, she described how, like, he was like... I'm not even going to quote it at all. Like, but, like... I remember something describing like soft and warming and like welcoming, and that, like, all she wanted to do was like pour her trust into this guy, and they didn't really show shit of that. They showed her pouring her emotions into Peeta,
I feel like we're veering off topic.
I know,
anime.
but like, okay, but that's exactly how I think of it. Is like the anime and or manga, if you also want to get that, will leave you like a lot more satisfied because there's a lot more explored. Obviously, there's a lot more time dedicated to everything. But for a movie, it's a movie made for the fans. The same with like the Hunger Games. When Hunger Games was made, there was already a huge fandom for it. And then the movie was made, and it did an accurate representation of the world. And it was definitely made for the fans. But Hunger Games, I feel like, could stand a little more on its own. If you went into the movie for Full Metal Alchemist as a new viewer to the whole thing, I'd say you'd be a little lost. But I think you'd enjoy it. And then it would definitely encourage you to see the rest of the series.
Unlike the Death Note movie.
I still feel like that could be something on its own. And as an example of something not to do with an existing property of an existing fandom. Like Spider-Man. How many times do we gotta reinvent Spider-Man?
Can we just have an adult Spider-Man, please?
Please! Oh, I watched a video of, I don't even want to say now, because you know what? I don't know how this is going to be viewed in the future.
Oh.
Whatever. I just wanted to say my thoughts on, like, all that. That's all.
Alright.
I don't know why I'm not stopping it yet.
I don't know.
Maybe because I'm an idiot, far away from the camera. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, have fun, do well, be safe. Jake.
Bye.
Nothing. Nothing.
None?
Nothing.